How you going, people? We're going to talk about the Chinese farmer. You'll notice that's my horse times 5. That's the little guy with a broken leg. And that's the army. And what does that have to do with the Chinese farmer? Well, by gosh, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so the Chinese farmer story is a pretty good little story. And again, it's kind of, you never know kind of how things are going to turn out, and it makes you think about, is something good or bad? You know, there's an old saying, there's no good news or bad news, it's just news. We assign whether it's good or bad news. Now, obviously with the liberal media twisting it and making it bad or good, that's where we don't have a free press, etc. But news in itself, you know, if there's an earthquake, there's an earthquake. Is that good or bad? Well, you know what? If it opened up and found a new spring for the people that didn't have water, it's a good earthquake. And if it had an earthquake and 50 people died, well, people are going to say, well, that's a bad earthquake. But it's just an earthquake. And if somebody reports the news, news is neither good or bad. And the Chinese farmer kind of story kind of plays this out. So the story goes, there's a Chinese farmer, and one day his horse ran away. And if you're a farmer, you need your horse. So as the horse runs away, all the neighbors came over to say, man, we're really sorry, and it's really bad that your horse ran away, and now you don't have a horse, and we just want to come by and support you and tell you we're really sorry that your horse ran away. And he goes, you know, the people were saying, that's really bad for you, isn't it? And the farmer said, maybe. So the people left. The next day, the horse that ran away came back, and he had found 5 wild horses in the wild, and he brought them home to the farmer. So now the farmer got 5 more horses because the horse ran away. So all the neighbors came to the Chinese farmer and said, man, that's great news. Look at you got 5 horses, man, that's fantastic. Farmer said, maybe. Next day, farmer's son is out trying to break one of the new horses, gets bucked off, breaks his leg. He's laid up, farmer's got him in the house, all the neighbors come over. Man, we're so sorry about your son. Man, that's really bad that your son has a broken leg now, and you know, we know it's bad, and we're really sorry. And you know, we're sorry for the bad that came to you because your son broke your leg. And the farmer said, maybe. Next day, the army came, and they're looking to snag recruits. So they want all able-bodied men to go fight. They're going to snag them and put them in the army. Well, when they see a son laid in bed with a broken leg, they say, we can't use him, and they leave him. The army leaves. They don't take his son. All the neighbors come over and go, wow, that's really great news. Your son has a broken leg, and the army didn't take him, and now that you can, you know, he can help you with the farm, he can do. And the farmer said, maybe. So the moral of that story is, and a lot of times when I find myself just really down about something, I'll kind of try to remember the Chinese farmer and say, you know what? Maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe something good will come out of it. And the moral of the story, and I have a copy, I'll put a link where I have this written out. And it's like life is a bunch of changes and things happen, and we really don't know what's good or bad until the outcome of that good or bad. So, I mean, you know, his son, if he didn't have a broken leg, could have went in the army and got killed. He never saw his son again. You know, but his son got a broken leg, didn't go in the army. He could turn out to be a bum and just hang out and steal from him and do crank and end up being a pain in the butt. So you really don't know what's good or bad when it happens. And I guess I was kind of thinking about this when Scalia died, and I was like, holy crap, that is the worst thing for this country to lose our constitutional scholar, a supreme patriot on the court that will always vote consistently with the Constitution. I was just like, crap, I can't believe this. And then I thought about the Chinese farmer and went, maybe that will wake people up. Maybe his death, and if Obama points another left wing to the thing, maybe that will be the spark to wake this country up and go, we have lost our freaking country and we have to act now. You know, sometimes I think we need somebody when we get rid of Obama that's going to bring the country back and do the right thing. And then I'm thinking, you know what? maybe let that socialist, communist, Bernie, or that lying, crooked, rich ass making more on one speech than most people, and they're going to tell, you know, all the poor black people that I love you and I feel your pain because I know what poor is. Really? You're making $500 million a year on speeches, and you're going to tell me about how you care about somebody that's living in the shit in the streets and trying to make a buck selling a cigarette, and you're telling me that you're connected with it, and they believe you? I mean, it shows the stupid and ignorance on both sides, but you know what? If Hillary gets elected, or Bernie, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it isn't the bad thing or the worst thing that happens. So, I mean, Scalia is a great loss. I don't want to, you know, undermine his death. But when I really start thinking like, man, this is really bad, maybe it's not. Maybe we have, you know, it's kind of like an alcoholic or a drug abuser. They have to be drop dead, figure out their last chance or they're going to die before they decide to say, I'm changing, I ain't doing this no more. And maybe that's what the country needs, is just to go more left. Just let the stupid liberals burn it into the ground and completely destroy it and wake up while we have a chance. Remember, there's 21 million veterans out there that know how to use violence to overcome violence, that knows how you stand up against a bully in order to stop a bully. You don't run and hide and stick your head in the sand and say, we are the children, and hold hands. That's not how you stop a bully. So, there's 21 million vets out there. Maybe, hey, there's Moki, came back in. Hi, Moki. Maybe there is hope. If the things look really dim and darkest, remember the Chinese farmer. And you know what? Sometimes I catch myself going madder than a hornet and just going crap. And then I think the Chinese farmer and go, well, who knows? Maybe. Because I think our country's at a maybe point. We'll end it there.